Closer, Middle Tennesseans are planning on hitting the road, but experts say there's a possibility there could be a gas shortage. News 4's Danielle Jackson explains the reason for that.
Matt Kraft is one of the many Nashville drivers who rely on fuel to get them from point A to point B.
I work all across town, so for me to get to job sites, a fuel shortage would not be a good thing, especially when, costs of fuel will go up for that.
Recently, experts say they're foreseeing a gas shortage nationwide. That's because there's not enough truck drivers to supply the fuel.
Summer 2021 and the horrors it's about to bring won't be forgotten anytime soon. And if you're bold enough to pack up and take that road trip you've been planning anyway, I wish you the best of luck. Because unless you're tacking up and taking the backcountry to your destination, you'll need it. Luck. Reports are surfacing, warning of gas stations running out of gas this summer. The timing is just a coincidence, I'm sure. Good luck and happy trails. This is Nancy Morgan Hart for Headlines with a Voice.
Fuel for the east coast of the United States remains disrupted today due to a cyber attack. The attack came sometime Friday and was revealed overnight on the company that operates the Colonial Pipeline from Houston, where I am, that stretches all the way to New Jersey at New York. From Houston, where I am, that stretches all the way to New Jersey at New York Harbor. This comes as the Biden administration has been trying to shore up the national defense against cyber crimes, starting with the electricity grid and moving on to systems like pipelines in the coming years. It's the primary source of fuel for more than half the country. If you've taken a cab in New York or a jet out of LaGuardia, odds are pretty good that that fuel came through the Colonial Pipeline. And this comes at a period where demand for that fuel is down still because of the pandemic, even with the easing of restrictions. We're still below historical levels during this comeback. So what will this mean at the pump? Well, this summer, there's already predictions the U.S. is going to be paying $3 a gallon for gasoline for the first time in 7 years. And if there's any supply impact from this disruption, certainly that will happen faster than most had expected.
Escalation of tensions. The US has ordered China to close its consulate in Houston. Firefighters reportedly had to be called to the building because staff were burning documents after they were given just 3 days to shut down. The Chinese Foreign Ministry says the decision is an outrageous and unjustified provocation.
The People's Republic of China has engaged for years in massive illegal spying and influence operations throughout the United States against U.S. government officials and American citizens. These activities have increased markedly in scale and scope over the past few years. Now, they go on to accuse China of interfering in domestic U.S. politics.
It's always possible. As far as closing additional embassies, it's always possible. You see what's going on. We thought there was a fire in the one that we did close, and everybody said there's a fire, and I guess they were burning documents or burning papers, and I wonder what that's all about.
Have you ever watched those movies where they're flying to Antarctica or somewhere far away, and they look down at the gas gauge and it says half of a tank of fuel or less, maybe a quarter, and they look at each other and they say, well, this is the point of no return, because they know that they're not going to fly that plane back the other way. That's what this is right here. This is called the point of no return. Unless somebody is wise enough to stack one truck by one truck up through the fuel pumps until all of them are filled back up from Tennessee all the way up to the East Coast, how are they going to get fuel back up to the East Coast? See, that's the point of no return, because no fucking truck driver will want to drive up there. Think about that. That's how you know this is a serious situation, because from Tennessee on over to the East Coast, they don't even have enough diesel fuel to put in the 18-wheelers to get further up. So you better question, who in the fuck is in charge of our country? And just another thing to think about. Most grocery stores only stock 3 days worth of groceries. If you can't get a truck driver to come to the East Coast to bring fuel, you're not going to get any truck drivers to the East Coast to bring food. So you have about 3 or 4 more days, and things are going to start falling off the shelf because people are going to panic. No fuel, no trucks, no food, nothing, because nobody will go up there. Because all truck drivers will be afraid they'll be stranded. And they know that oh so well, because during the coronavirus, they were left out stranded.